All right, welcome to this session, let's say section, whichever one, English. So, in the last class, we talked about blockchain, introduction to DeFi, where we discussed the diverse, um, what DeFi all about is all about. If you've not taken the course, you can go back to take it. Um, so Like I said, I'm just here to break things down to you in the best way possible using as much real life examples, applications, because I want you to understand this thing. I really want you to understand it. So, and if you're here, you don't have money to trade or whatnot, you don't have to kill yourself. Go and make money from, jobs. Go and offer, go and do the Web3 jobs, offer services and get paid for it in this space. All these projects that you are supposed to be investing in, you can work for them and they'll pay you. All right. So if you want to know how to do it, at least I give you, if you're serious with it, you make your first $1,000 from that course. It's a free course. And I already posted it on this channel. So you can check for it, check for the category where it is DeFi jobs, I think it's the first category. So start from there. All right. Now, we're talking about DeFi here. So let's move on. We are to talk about blockchain. Introduction to blockchain. Introduction to blockchain. What is a block? You gotta be hearing blockchain, big terms. Probably some of you don't even know what it's all about. The ones that know is you can't. If they ask you outside to explain what blockchain is, you can't explain it, but you know. Some of you just know that, oh, blockchain is where things happen. People send money through blockchain. You can see your money, this, that, things happen based on blockchain, blah, blah, blah. Some of you don't even really, you can't give a 1 minute explanation on what blockchain is. So I'm going to give you, real life practicals and, for you to understand this thing. What is a block? A block is a place where information is stored. A block, a place where information is stored. All right. It's like um take for instance, you have a notebook, okay? On that notebook, information is there. So imagine that notebook as the block, all right? And block is more like singular. You understand? Like one notebook, one block, a place where information is stored. Just like in the bank, can have a particular safe where one person information is there. All right. So um what is a chain? A chain is used to link information. I mean, we all know what chains are, what a chain is. Some of you have dogs at home and then you use chains to hold them. You have generators, you use chains to, tie your gen. You don't want someone to come and steal your gen. For those of you that don't have fence in your house, you know. So, I mean, that's literally what chain is. So we now use this chain to link this information. All right. So bringing it together, a blockchain. Now, don't be afraid with the terms you're about to hear. I'm going to break each and every term down. If you know me, you know that I like breaking terms down. I don't like any single big grammar because I know that someone listening to me somewhere might not really understand these terms. All right. So I don't want to leave anyone out. I want everyone to flow. So yeah. So those of you that have your PhDs and your whatnots listening to this, you permit me to break these things down to real life examples for the purpose of those that don't yet have their PhDs and their, whatever degrees like you have. It's not their fault. The situation of the country cause them. So it doesn't mean they will not be able to be, I mean, it doesn't mean they shouldn't be given a fair shot at wealth as well. So yeah, let's go. A blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger technology, all right, that uses, I think it's wrong, used to record and store transactions, okay? So change that to used, okay, in case you're jotting things down. I think that was a little mistake from the design team, all right? A blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger technology. Underline decentralized. Then underline distributed ledger technology. This is literally one term. All right. We're going to explain it. Distributed ledger technology, DLT. All right. So those are two keywords right now. Yeah. Decentralized and distributed ledger technology. All right. used to record and store transactions with the aid of cryptography, underlying cryptography. We need to explain all these things. Now, remember my explanation of what block is. Like I gave example of a book, okay? A book that you wrote something inside, and then you now have chain that links all those things together, all those books together and the rest. Just like probably a library, okay? You have tags, you have stuff on it to link, you have like a directory, all right, to link your books together. You know where which one is, you understand. So um a blockchain is used to store information. In other words, very, very simple words. Blockchain is used to store information. Do you understand? But what you now need to understand is how are these informations now stored, which is what we're going to break down. So let's move on. For one, I told you to underline decentralized, okay? To be decentralized means to not have a central authority. If you remember in the last video that in our last class, I explained what decentralized is. For something to be decentralized, it's like word and opposite. You have the other term called what centralized. Now this is what decentralized. All right. It's just like you have something um um important, and then you have unimportant. All right, English students, you understand? So words and opposites, you understand? So to not have a central authority, nobody owns it. There is nobody owns it, nobody governs it, nobody controls it. It's different to own, there's a difference between owning something and controlling it, all right? This one, nobody owns it, nobody controls it. You understand? It doesn't have a central authority. Now let's move on. DLT, like I told you to underline as well, distributed ledger technology. This is, okay, let me read what I have here. It means everybody connected to the blockchain has a copy of the ledger and can see everything going on in the blockchain. All right. Now, let me show you an example. Let me show you an example. Um, so for instance, before we come back to that, now let me show you an example. Take for instance, let's use Etherscan. I'm trying to show you, what it means to have a copy. You'll understand all these things in the course of the movements. Don't worry. Some of you may like, where did he get Etherscan from? You understand all these things. Now, Etherscan, all right, we want to check Ethereum blockchain. Now, we want to check things that happened. All right, this is the Ethereum blockchain explorer. Okay, we want to check things that happen. You can search by address, transaction hash, TXN means hash, transaction, block, token, domain name, you understand? So, what do I check for? What do I check for? What do I check for right now? Okay, let me quickly let me quickly do something. Let me do a quick transfer. I'll do a transfer of $1 or something, and then people will see it. So hold on, just give me a sec. I'm currently working on it. All right, I don't need to send anything. So I just quickly checked one of my transactions. A particular project that paid me for a post. I told you guys currently I charge like 1,500 for a post. So I just quickly generated. Let me quickly, where do I get that thing now? Where the hell is Telegram? Hmm, okay, Telegram. All right, so I want to use this. All right, so let me copy it. Now, this thing I'm copying is it's just like when somebody should send you money. All right, in normal world, someone should send you money. Okay, you want to ask the person, oh yeah, where is the evidence? The person will send you receipt. All right. So in the normal world, we send receipt, but in this world, we send hash, like, or you can just send it directly so that once the person taps on the link, it will redirect. So I can choose to come and paste this thing here. You understand? Or I can choose to copy this immediately after this um forward slash here. This is the transaction hash. This is the transaction hash, but I just linked it to etherscan.io so that it will just take me directly to the page. Okay, so I'll show you. So once I click on enter now, it will take me to the page. All right, notes take me here. If I still go back here too and paste that um the hash and click on enter, it will still take me where here. All right, so you see the same page, the same page. Okay, so now what are we trying to look at now? The action that happened. I told you someone sent me money. Now this guy is based, I think he's in Netherlands or something. I don't know where he is, but he's around all those. If he's not in Netherlands, I don't know where he is, but I think he's in Netherlands. I've forgotten where he said he was. So he sent me 1,500 USDC. All right, and this is my own address. Okay, the address that I used to collect the funds. Now he sent it, and then I was able to come and check. Like I didn't even need to check anyways because I got the alert, I got the notification. But sometimes in case, look at it's saying successful, all right. Sometimes in case you don't get these transactions and the rest, you get you can come and check it. You can come and check it. Now he sent it from this wallet. So if I want to go and check, I want to check, okay, let me go and check now one thing with the bank, the bank can't check certain amounts in your wallet. Okay, so you can check amount, you can follow money here. That's why you see some people, they're like, oh, they are tracking transactions that's happening on the blockchain and the rest. This is how they do it. You can check it with the person's wallet address. Don't worry, I'll still explain to you the meaning of wallet address. Remember in the previous class I explained public address and private key. Public key and private key, I likened it to your house address and your house key. You can give out your house address, but you can't give out your house key. I can't even show you people my private key for this wallet. Why? Because it will give you access to this wallet. This is just one of the wallets I use to collect certain I think this is a wallet I use to collect only USDC transactions or something. You know. I have different wallets for different types of transactions. You understand? So okay, let me check this. Let me copy this. Now I just tapped on it anyways. I tapped on it. All right. But you can decide to copy it if you want. You can decide to copy it and then go and paste it the same way I taught you on that word transaction, that button, the Etherscan button. Let me quickly show you again. Let me quickly show you. So if I click enter on this and then I paste that wallet address. All right. This is my wallet address, the wallet address I used to collect that particular money. Okay. It still takes me here. All right. So I tapped on that one and it took me directly and it's the same thing. You understand? So let's go and check for that money. So I think there's a total of 240 transactions here and it's showing latest 25. Okay. It's showing latest 25. All right. Now I want to check for that USDC. I won't be able to see it here. Why? Because it's just going to be showing me Ethereum transactions. Because remember, this is the Ethereum blockchain that we are checking now. All right. if I just click on normal transactions, it's going to be showing me Ethereum transaction. But I want it to show me USDC. Okay. I'll click on token transfers because USDC is a token under. Now, I'm not teaching you all these things for you to know now yet. I'm just trying to show you something. In the course of the class, I will teach you in another video. I think it's another video how the meaning of all these tokens and all these things. You understand why we have USDC, and USDC means United States dollar. All right, it's United States dollar. It's still the dollar. All right, but it's just different variations. So, um, so this is 95 days ago. I think this was that. This was his transfer. Let me see it. I think the last time I used this wallet was 95 days ago, which is about 3 months ago. Yeah, about 3 months ago. So this is the wallet. Okay. Now these are the 15151515 that has been entered the USDC. All right, that has been entering the wallet. Okay. Now this one was 13, so 200, to complete it and the rest. You understand? So these are literally what every amount that has entered this wallet in terms of what USDC. All right. Now the wallet doesn't currently have anything because I don't store money on those wallets. You understand? I don't store money there. So and mind you, this is actually the one I entered in. This is the one that went out. All right. This is in. This is out. So this one shows like money entered. This one shows the money went out. All right. The money was transferred out. All right. So I want to show you. Let's go back to that. I wanted to just quickly show you something. So I came back to copy this and I'm going to drop it here. So I wanted to show you quick something. So back to that transaction. Now, if this is the Dev's wallet, all right, the guy that sent me the money. So if I click on it, now his own wallet is having just what $300 of of Ethereum value, all right, and it has a balance of what 0.07 Ethereum, and this is the value. You understand? So if I want to check every other coin that he has, I can just click on this. He's having only one USDC. You understand? If you check, if you scroll down to just monitor things that has happened on his wallet, you'll see, okay, he sent certain things out. These are 0 Ethereum. If you still come here and click on token transfers, because I think he sends money mostly in USDC. So you'll see he sends 200 USDC, 199 USDC, like that, like that, like that, like that. You understand? So all these things is just to show you that blockchain is what transparent. So let's go back to our course. Let's go back to our course now. So you've now seen what it means for it to be what for everybody to have a copy of the ledger. I just finished showing you that I have a copy of the ledger. All right. I have access to it. When I mean copy of the ledger, not that they will send it to you. No, it just means you can access it. You understand? You can access the blockchain from wherever. All right. You can see everything that is happening. Everything. You can see everything that is happening. You understand? You can't be cheated in any way. You get. If they even hack your money, you can even check where the money went to. You can follow the money and then eventually even catch the person. You understand? All these ones, they're advanced methods to all, but that's not what I'm teaching you here. So let's move on. Now, with the aid of DLT, all right, this is what enables us to be able to see everything. Sorry, for everybody to be able to have a copy of it, for you to be able to access the blockchain, DLT, all right, distributed ledger technology is what allows you have access to this stuff from wherever you are. And then finally, well, not finally, anyways, we have ledger. Most of you know what ledger is. All right, those of you that are probably down the business class, you understand what ledger is. Ledger is just something that you use to hold, to record, not hold, sorry, record your transaction. Use it to record, take notes, write, give account of your records, all right, of your transactions. It is a digital or physical log, which means digital, online, all right, something online. physical, like your notebook, all right, a diary or something, a digital or physical log that records transaction associated with a financial system. All right. So every system, every company, every business has a ledger. If your father is into real estate or something, or he's into whatever he's into, even a pastor, if he's a pastor self, he has his records for the offering that comes into the church. He has his record. So you can as well call it a ledger. All right. So let's move on. Now we have cryptography. Now, how is this able to record all these things so that people are not able to change it? It is through the aid of what? Cryptography. This is an encrypted message in which letters are replaced by codes that cannot be easily understood. All right. So this just talks about the security system. It's because of this that you can't hack the blockchain like that. All right. The whole lack of understanding of all these things. You can't, it's very hard for scammers to be able to understand, an encrypted message. Just like you're trying to maybe talk to you. Some of us have that thing whereby you're trying to talk to your brother and then you're trying to use a particular language. Or, oh, let me even go too far. Most of us have mothers, African mothers. They're trying to give you, maybe a visitor came to the house and they're trying to give you a message like, Tunde or Emeka, go and wash that plate. Or Emeka, go to your room. They don't need to say anything. They'll just look at you, give you one eye. You already know what to do. I don't know if you understand. Yes, my mother did it to me. So that she just look at me, I already know what to do. One thing about me is I understand my mom properly. Till date, I understand her properly. So every language she gives, body movement, I know what it's for. Because I don't like being flogged. I don't like being, harassed or whatnot. I don't mean she flogged me till now. I mean, I'm a grown ass man. But then, like back then, I just hate it when there's pain on my body or whatnot. So I try to do what I'm supposed to do. You understand? I like to do what I'm supposed to do. It's only African mothers that they will tell you things without telling you. Some will tell you things in opposite. They'll say, don't wash, if you like, don't wash the plate. It means go and wash the plate too. If not, I will kill you. You understand? That kind of thing. So um that's just what cryptography. So your mom is using cryptography to talk to you. You understand? So I hope this helps for your understanding. Now let's move forward. I have a case study here. It says, imagine a blockchain as a special kind of digital notebook. I think I've explained all these things. I use it as an example. It's even nicer. It's even here. So this notebook keeps this notebook keeps a record of things, like a list of who owns toys. But here's the cool part. Once something is written in this notebook, it cannot be erased or changed. Now, do you understand? It cannot be erased or changed. We'll still talk about all these things in the characteristics, all right? It cannot be erased or changed. The blockchain cannot be changed. It's not something, when you write on a notebook, if you use pencil, you can easily what? Carry the eraser and erase it, all right? If you use pen, you can easily use Tipex to, alter what you wrote. You can even use the pen itself to cancel it. Some of you are very good at canceling and staining your books. You cancel, 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 cancel. You understand? But you cannot just do like that on the blockchain. You understand? It cannot be erased or changed. All right. So if you did a wrong stuff, you can't change it. You have to probably do a new one. All right. So and there's a whole lot of footprints. Footprints plenty. You understand? For something not to be able to be erased or changed, it means there's a whole lot of footprints that will be left behind. So you need to be very careful. If someone listening to me right now, you're going to become a developer on this blockchain and the rest, you need to be very careful with things you do. So let's move forward. Characteristics of blockchain. Talk about characteristics of blockchain. Number one, it is transparent. I've explained it. Blockchain is what's transparent with the aid of what DLT. I'm supposed to probably give you this as an assignment. What makes it transparent, right? With the aid of DLT and the rest. It is secure with the aid of what? Cryptography. I'm not saying it's only cryptography actually that makes it secure. There are a whole lot of other factors that we'll talk about as we are moving on in this course. But just know that it is what? Secure. Number three, it is decentralized, like I explained. Nobody owns it. Nobody controls it. All right. You are your own bank and your banker. You are the controller and the almighty and the Jehovah Jireh of your what? Wallet and your money. It is immutable. It cannot be changed. It cannot be erased. All right. What we just explained. And everyone has what? A copy of it. Okay. Still talking about what? DLT. Okay. So let's move forward. Types of blockchain. Types of blockchain. Now I think we have about 4 types of blockchains. We have about 4 types of blockchain, I think. How many that right here? Okay, yes. So let's start. Number one, public blockchain. It says public blockchains are open and permissionless. We have different types of blockchains, all right? Public blockchains are open and permissionless, allowing anyone to participate and validate what transactions. From the word public, that blockchain I showed you, the stuff I showed you is a public, everyone has access to it. I just showed you how my access to it right now. All right. The same thing I did, you can also do it. It is what? Public. However, some people, some projects, some companies, the fact that they still want to do things on the blockchain without involving banks, but at the same time, they don't want to have their information to their customers or to the public. They now end up creating private blockchains. So only board of trustees, no, not even board of trustees, only the team, or would I say the creators of the company have access to the private blockchain. All right. It says here the private blockchain are restricted and permissioned with access controlled by a central authority. So it is restricted and permissioned. Is the opposite of this. Restricted and permissioned with access controlled by central authority. All right. So now you know the meaning of public blockchain and private blockchain. All right. So this one is open to everybody. Me and you, we have access to it. And like I said, however, no matter how we still want to make everything available, there are still some companies that, because of they want to still elude the whole banking stuff and blah blah, they want to still do their stuff on the blockchain. They want to still have smart contracts, execute certain things. Like take for instance, they want to pay their staffs. They can say, okay, he wants to get to 30th of August, and then this staff has fulfilled so. Make sure you release his money. All right. So the dev doesn't need to say anything again once he gets to 30th. Just know that your money will be automatically released to you. Why? Because he has invoked the gods and the deity and the spirit of the smart contract to release your money once it's time. You understand? So and then it's not controlled by any banking this thing. They are the ones controlling it. All right, they've released the money already on it. Okay, so that is the usefulness of private blockchain as well as other uses. Now let's move forward. The next one we have hybrid blockchains. All right, hybrid, from the word hybrid, you understand that hybrid deals with combination. All right, so hybrid is literally combination of elements from the public blockchain and the private blockchain. Okay, they have a public side and they have a private side. Okay, they have a public side and they have a private side. Now I'll give you an example. Take for instance Amazon or Jumia. Amazon or Jumia. Now Amazon, the creators of Amazon, they need a private aspect for them to be able to access without having the public interference, without having me and you to come and see what they are doing there. All right. At the same time, they want you also to have access to what they sell and all those things. You get. They want you to also have access to all those things they sell. I'm not saying Amazon is on the blockchain, or I'm trying to explain to you what let's say Amazon were to adopt blockchain technologies, on their sites and the rest. Like they're to build Amazon on the blockchain, or Jumia is to build Jumia on the blockchain. All right. They would use hybrid blockchain because that is what fits them best. You understand? They need a private side. You understand? They need a private side and then they need a public side. Same thing with Uber. Uber needs a private side. In fact, Uber even needs like 3 places because Uber needs the one for the team, Uber needs the one for the drivers, and then they need the one for the public. Okay. You might not know what's going on to the driver. The same thing with money points. Money points, they need the one for what? The general public. They need the one for the business merchants. Those people that use it for POS or business and the rest. They need the one for their team. So I've given you multiple examples now on certain companies that might want to adopt hybrid blockchain if they decide to what? Come on the blockchain. All right. And then the next one is consortium. All right. Consortium. Now, this type of blockchains are controlled by a group of organizations or entities, making them what? Semi-decentralized. You understand? It's just like you have, let me use another example. Just like those of you that did English, okay? You have informal letter, you have semi-formal letter, and then you have formal letter. All right? Semi-formal letter means it's not too formal, it's not too informal. You are not too strict, you are not too loose, you are in between. All right. So that's what this thing is trying to tell us right now. It is not centralized fully, it is not fully owned by one person. And the other one is telling us it is not out like that in the public that nobody has control about or has control over, but it is in the middle. Do you now understand? It is literally what's in the middle. And then there are some organizations that would adopt this type of what? Blockchain. All right. Some organizations adopt this type of what? Blockchains. Okay. So let's move forward. Um okay, this is blockchain security. I think we should talk about this in our next class. We should talk about this in our next class because it's a whole lot talking about it here right now. So yeah. So let's just leave it at these types of blockchain. All right, go and probably read further on all these things, understand it better. But I think this is more than enough for you to be able to have an idea of what all of this is about. Gradually, you would understand everything properly. All right. So I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this to anyone that you know has been having issues understanding DeFi. Tell them that the savior has come. So Casey, actually, I decided to do all these things because I noticed that I've not really seen a course like this that explains DeFi properly to laymen. You understand? Everybody's just blowing big grammar in their courses. And I'm like, I mean, what if I didn't understand it? Like, what if I didn't have any idea of it? What if it was me of many years back? I won't be able to understand what you are teaching. So I can imagine how newbies are feeling. You understand? So I'm trying to like create solutions to all these things. So this is what you probably pay a whole lot of money for to learn, but you're getting it for free. So the least you could do is what? Share the link, subscribe, and then leave a comment on what you learned. All right. And if you actually learned anything at all. If you didn't learn anything, let me know. But I doubt I know very much that you learned something. I'll see you in the next session. And yeah.